All right, welcome everyone to new student orientation. It's 12 o'clock, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So welcome. My name is Kate Roche. I am the Student Services Specialist here in the grad school. I'm just here today to welcome you all and introduce some people who are gonna talk to you a little bit about our resources here at WCU. With that, I'm gonna hand the mic to our dean, Dr. Jeff Lawson, to give you a little introduction.
Thanks, Kate. Hey, folks. I'm Jeff Lawson. I'm Dean of the Graduate School in Research, and I'm also a professor of mathematics. Welcome to Western. Welcome. I'm actually broadcasting here today from Biltmore Park. I will keep this brief. I just wanted to say this is exciting to start a new program. You may be anxious, you may be continuing something, or you may be out of school for a little while. Couple things to tell you about are resources and community. And you'll hear throughout today's session different things to connect to. But please feel that you have the resources on campus and virtually to help you succeed through support services, networks, things like that. And also, we really try strongly to build a sense of community among our graduate students in any modalities. Some of that community will be built in your program. Some of it will be depending on how your program is structured, how you meet. But we also, as a graduate school, together do things like we have a very active and revitalized Graduate Student Association, and that is the organization that represents the work and study life and the needs of the graduate students. And we have a graduate ambassadors program, and you may get to meet some of the graduate ambassadors in this session and see what they do. So welcome to Western. Stay connected, please. And I'll give you, if I can give but one bit of advice, please do not hesitate to connect when you need support, when you're asking for it. We will help you find the right direction. The biggest step toward problem solving is knowing that there is an issue to deal with. Please do not hesitate to do that or to contact us. And I'll turn it back over to Kate. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. So we have another guest with us today here to welcome you all. It is the MAPS coordinator, Anita. So Anita, I'm going to hand the mic to you now.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to take a minute to say hello and let you know about MAPS. We serve first-generation college students, and at Western, that's measured by neither of your parents or guardians having completed a 4-year degree. And so we do offer that support to graduate students, doctoral students, distance students, really doesn't matter much. We also offer our support. MAPS serves independent students, which includes adult learners. So anybody who's 24 and older, first gen or not, that's nice. We're here to support you. That also includes students who are financially independent, have their own dependents, formerly foster or emancipated youth, pretty much anything that means that you're sort of doing this experience on your own. We're here to support you. And so that support can look like whatever you need it to look like. If it's once a month, you have somebody that you can talk to kind of reset, fantastic. And if that's knowing that you have somewhere to put a question, also fine. And if you never need us, that's cool too. Good for you. I'm very happy for you, but we are here should that change. So if you're interested in connecting with MAPS, all you have to do is email us. It's MAPS. It's the plural of map. If you just do the singular map, you're going to get the campus map. But if you do the plural MAPS at wcu.edu and say, I want to connect, hey, thanks, then we will figure out what that means for you, and we'll go from there. So I just wanted to come on and say hi. My name is Anita, and if you all need anything, I'm here. We're here. We're happy to help you virtually as well.
Thank you, Anita. We appreciate you being here today.
Thanks, bye.
Yeah, bye. So before I hand it over to Andrew, I just want to say that I'm going to be in the chat today answering your questions. So if you have any questions throughout this session, please feel free to just put it in the chat, and someone will be happy to answer and just give you more information. This session is also recorded, and it will be available on our orientation page. So that'll be a resource for you too. But with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to hand it over to the Assistant Director of WCU's Programs in Asheville, Andrew Johnson.
All right, thank you, Kate. Good afternoon. Let's get this shared. Perfect. So my name is Andrew Johnson. As Kate said, I'm the Assistant Director here over at Biltmore Park. Sorry about that. And with me today is AJ Morris. He's also our help with IT, so he'll chime in a little bit to talk about our IT kind of support services for you as a student, maybe not necessarily for Biltmore Park, but overall as a Western Carolina student. And this is more of like an FAQ kind of presentation of what we can offer. It's not end all be all or anything. So let's go. And can everyone hear me, Kate? Am I coming through? Okay, good. Just making sure. So this is kind of just the front building. Our address is 28 Shank Parkway. That is how you pronounce that. It is 28 Shank Parkway here, and that is our purple awning. That is our front entrance here. There are multiple entrances as well, but that's kind of our front entrance to our main admin suite on the first floor. A lot of these are just kind of pictures to help kind of guide you, familiarize yourself with that space. This is Two Town Square. That is across the street mostly for a lot of our counseling students there, where their faculty offices are, or office space that you may use. That is secondary to 28 Shank Parkway. That is just across the road from us. So if you are part of that program, hopefully your faculty reached out and made you aware. These are our hours here in our location. So we are open Monday through Thursday, operation hours 8 to 9 p.m. So that is you be able to come in and access this space, even if you do not have classes. If you just need a space to work, need that Wi-Fi, or just kind of separate yourself from where you reside, we are available 8 to 9 p.m. Fridays, we do close at 5 p.m. So our operation hours are closed from 8 to 5. And then Saturday, we are open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There are some of you, if you are in the Saturday programs, you may be here all day for those. You hopefully would know that, but 9 a.m. if you on the weekend. The administrative hours, though, are 8 to 5 p.m. in Suite 102, which will show you Monday through Friday. You can check out biltmorepark.wcu.edu. That has a lot of resources, and I'll share that again at the end for students if you have questions. I'll get a quick answer there. So building access. There is a kind of a main lobby when you walk in, either from that main drag coming into Biltmore Park or off to from the garage, the parking garage you can access through. And then there are elevators through that main lobby that you can enter. They open at 7:45 and they close at 8 p.m. So the point about closing at 8 p.m., some of our classes may end if you're an evening student after that. So once you leave after that 8 p.m., you will not be able to come back up. So keep that in mind. And then they will close at 5 p.m. on Fridays. And also open on the weekends today. You will need your CAT card to enter through the stairwell. So we have external stairwells when you come in. And then if you have any questions about these access points, please see us on your first day to kind of figure out where all of those points of entry are. But there are no internal stairs necessarily. If you can access from the outside, you would just need that CAT card to then enter to the main floor when you arrive at the top of the stairs. So that is one very important piece of having that CAT card. If you don't think that you might need one, there are other uses for that as well. And then when these elevators do lock, you can still exit after 8 p.m. You just would not be able to come back up. So this is just a picture reference for our admin offices under this purple awning. If you were to have questions or concerns or needed to get some more information on some resources, this is where we are in Suite 102 off of that main front kind of entry into Biltmore Park. And then the parking, as I said, this is kind of on the back side The most important part to know, and I think is one of the best parts to know, is that there is no parking permit required here at Biltmore Park. So you will park for free as a student. We do ask, though, that you park on certain levels. So basically, anything that says visitor spot or on that main front level, that is, we are asked to reserve those for people that are visiting Biltmore Park as patrons or anything like that here. So students just go up one more level and you can park for free. There's some street parking on the back side that you can park. Let's say you're going kayaking after class one day and you've got some stuff on your roof, you can park parallel parking on the back. You will see parallel parking in the very front of our building by those purple awnings. Those are also reserved for visitors to Biltmore Park. And then across the street, you'll see the REI, YMCA, they have parking lots. Those are reserved for those people. So we ask that by and large, to be parking in the parking garage for free here at Biltmore. So they do have their own 24-hour security. There is that number there if you'd like to jot that down or save it for later. But of course, call 911 in the event of emergency when you are. So, especially considering this past week on cancellation of classes due to weather, we will put our weather announcements online. Very important thing to note that Asheville weather is very different than Coley weather. Coley weather is also different depending on the time of day in general, but please do not check the main WCU website for any kind of cancellations without confirming that that is specific to Biltmore Park. Dr. Kevin Frazier is the executive director here, and he will also send out some information for you all regarding those cancellations. So just keep that in mind that there is a separation between Coley cancellations and Asheville cancellations. If class is canceled, though, we are in grad school. There will always be work to be done. So we do remind you to check your Canvas and check your emails for any type of assignments that are going to be required for you from that. In the rare occasion that we do a late start or a delay, it is not in that kind of sense of delay where we truncate all the classes to fit starting at 10 a.m. It's basically at 10 a.m., wherever you were to be at 10 a.m., regardless, that is where your class would begin at 10 a.m. So we wouldn't delay a 1 p.m. start time to 3 p.m. or anything. But that is pretty rare on that one. Just keep checking your emails, check your Canvas for any of that. So this is the student commons that we have on the third floor, kind of that kind of break space, that open space for our students to eat lunch or meet or just kind of take that break between classes that you would have there. It's a little bit more expansive than this picture shows as well, so it kind of takes over a large chunk of that third floor. And then on the first floor, there is a break area there, depending on your classes, which is more convenient being the first floor or the third floor. You do have opportunities for food for lunches, microwave food, all that stuff out there. And then the third floor, this is right off of that student commons area. This is a break area for you as well. You put your lunches or any other foods in the fridge. You'll see we have coffee, tea kind of set up, the sugars and the creamers and stirs and some cups there. And those cabinets, or if we have any, additional paper plates and stuff, all that is for you to use that we like to keep stocked. So you don't have to worry bringing about too much there other than the food that you need to prepare. And then right behind this, that we don't have a picture of, we do have some snack machines and beverage machines. We just installed a new beverage machine with a little bit more expansive than just regular kind of sodas and Pepsis, with more options there that you'll see when you arrive. We do have a significant amount of study space available for you all as a student that you can use between classes, or these are when you want to come on your day off and have that kind of separate group study space there. We just do ask that it is in 2-hour blocks and for 2 or more people to use. When you come off the third floor, you're going to see an info desk. We'll show you the picture. That is where one of our assistants will be to help kind of reserve those spaces for you. So think of them as kind of what we call these little hotel rooms right off the hall. They can fit about 6 people in there. They'll come equipped with some TVs or hookup kind of stuff and dry erase boards to get some work done for that. CAT cards, if you have not gone and requested to have a CAT card, I do recommend that, not only for access to Biltmore Park through to our rooms through the stairwells, but also for any other services that you are going to need. And that is printing and copying at Biltmore Park, checking out library books. So not only just the library in Coley, but that CAT card will allow you to have access to the library at UNC Asheville. So if you do reside in more of this kind of Buncombe County area, you can use UNC Asheville's library as a Western Carolina University student with that CAT. So that is another very important piece to that. And then if you do live halfway, or if you would like to make that commute to Coley for our athletic events, I think our basketball team now is like 14-2. They're really crushing it this year. And then the football and the marching band kind of stuff, you want to go out there and watch that, you will need the CAT card to attend those events as well. My WCU, so if you're not familiar with this yet, definitely check it out. This is really your student portal through all of your information on there. So give that a look through if you have not kind of checked that out. Hopefully you have by now. If you have any questions about My WCU, just let us know. If you're not sure of information or how to access that, we can help or help direct you to the question or to the person to answer. Canvas, again, hopefully you've navigated a little bit through Canvas, or if your undergrad had Canvas or similar, just keep an eye on that. As I said, when we have that inclement weather days, you check that Canvas for any other kind of information updates from you. And then the bookstore does make deliveries to Biltmore Park. So if you have ordered textbooks to be delivered here for the beginning of class for the semester, they will be coming the end of this week and beginning of next week to set up kind of our small little bookstore to deliver those books that you've ordered online for them. Just keep in mind that it's not necessarily always a daily delivery. During the semester, they usually arrive on Wednesdays. Right now, we try to make a daily delivery since there are a lot coming in. But if you are not sure, and if you are more of a distant student, it might take 45 minutes to come into class to Biltmore Park to check, give us a call. And we can check if we have that there. But we are trying to get all that set up by the beginning of the semester. And that will be on the 3rd floor. So when you arrive next week for your first class, on the 3rd floor, we will direct you to where we have a lot of the books ready for the beginning of this semester. Paw print, make sure you are familiar with that process there. Won't go too into depth, but that is where you can print while on site here. Our assistants as well on the 3rd floor, they can help you with printing access and all that kind of stuff. So just kind of be familiar with that as you start this semester if you do need to print. And again, it does require your CAT card, so make sure you do have that already ordered in place for you. And then the library, like I said, the CAT card can access UNC Asheville's library as well. You can use Western Carolina's library, and Hunter Library will send books to you or here if you wanted to order that. We also have an inter-library loan between Appalachian, Western Carolina, and UNC Asheville. So if one or two don't have it, the third one might, and they have a constant one of those. You can check that out. And then, of course, online database is going to provide thousands of other options for you for that. And if you need specific questions, we can dig a little bit deeper into the library. Writing and Learning Commons, so they do provide remote services for us here. So you're not just, since that has that physical office in campus there in Coley, we do offer that here. The best is to reach out to them directly or to make that appointment to get those services that you're going to need from them. And then also online tutoring, we have BrainFuse. So especially for those of us that may have taken a little bit of gap between undergrad and to now, we may need a little bit of extra help. BrainFuse is what we have through Western Carolina University. There's that login information, how to get all that. And you can access this PowerPoint later if you haven't write that down yet. But that is helping you kind of through the semester. That is a free service that we have for you. Military services, I would recommend just reaching out to military.wcu.edu if you have not already. They're going to be your go-to folks to help out with any kind of VA benefit and assistance that you will have through that. Likewise, with Office of Accessibility Resources, to check them out, check out their website, and let us know down in the admin office if that is something that you need help reaching, or talk to your faculty or advisor, and they can help kind of put you in contact with that as well. Even though we are on that 55-mile sidewalk, we don't want to make any of those kinds of barriers for you to see here at Biltmore Park. And we have a Center for Career and Professional Development, or you may hear that referred to as CCPD. A lot of fun little letter acronyms that we have. If you need any help or assistance, they do have folks out here occasionally, and there are events happening in the Asheville area, so kind of keep your eye on that. I'll show you a thing called Engage in a couple of slides, and that's where CCPD puts a lot of their events that they're doing. But they can do in person and remote as well if you want to reach out to them, especially kind of getting the end of your grad career here. And you're like, all right, what's my next step? Let's get some resume building, cover letter building, interview building, or where can I get placed? They're an awesome opportunity for that. And then counseling, again, in the same with accessibility resources, 55-mile sidewalk. So we are not so far away where we're not going to provide you the resources that you need here at Biltmore Park. So they will be available to offer a lot of telehealth opportunities. If you want to reach out to them with that number there, they also have a website with a lot of information that I would definitely encourage you to check out. That's something that you want interested in checking out. That, and we can also always help you create that connection if that is something. Health services, same thing. Let us know if you have any issues to help kind of checking out those resources. We can definitely connect as well. We do have a rec center here. Just kind of a caveat for that, while that is on the main floor, and it's pretty expensive if you want to check that out when you are here. What we do not have, though, is that there are no locker facilities for that. So the primary use of students that do that is kind of the end of their day, where they're after their classes, they go get a little workout in, and then they would exit the facility from there to go home or shower or something like that. Again, that is a CAT card access as well. So you would need your CAT card to use this facility. And this is, check those out if you are, if there's something that you'll need to do, depending on apparently your age, for alcohol education modules, stuff like that through your Canvas, and checking your email and all of that jazz. Just keep tabs of making sure you're satisfying everything you need to get done so you can start your semester clean, simple, and just worry about your new career as a graduate. So Engage, I referred to earlier. This is where all of our events that Western Carolina University hosts. So if you log in, you'll see a lot of those might be over on the main campus in Cullowhee. But like I said, we do host a lot of things here in Buncombe County as well. Specifically, there's going to be some job fairs that you may not be aware of, but if you want to keep tabs on that, Engage, we'll post that. If there are any speakers or event series that we are hosting at Biltmore Park, we try to do a pretty good job of promoting that ourselves, but just to kind of keep this, kind of get in the habit of checking that every now and then, just to make sure you're aware of all the opportunities that you have as a student here at Biltmore Park. We do have a food pantry here on the 3rd floor. We keep that pretty stocked, and we like to keep that stocked for you. There's no need to write your name or check in or ask to just go in and grab what you need. The point really of our food pantry is just to make sure that we're not necessarily stocking your pantries at home. We're not grocery shopping, but we are providing a really nice variety and diverse array of foods that you need, just to help kind of ease anything, ease any burden that you may have in that food security area, or any kind of hygiene supplies, all that kind of stuff. And if you have any questions or recommendations for that, there is a suggestion box in there that we do check pretty regularly to make sure that you have everything you need. You don't want that to be an issue of why you did not succeed as a student at Western. So I'm going to turn it over to AJ Morris, who helps us with IT.
Good afternoon, everyone. Go ahead and go to that next slide for me. I am the IT representative that works at Biltmore Park. I'm currently here around 4 to 5 days a week, depending on the week. First of all, anytime you need any IT assistance, go ahead and call 828-227-7487. That's our help desk. We've got about 8 to 10 people there that can help you at any given time. You can also, actually, I haven't updated this yet. The email is gone, so do not use that email address. But you can also go to self-service online at ithelp.wcu.edu. Or if you really need some help, you can just type in help.wcu.edu and it'll take you to the same place. Go ahead, next slide. So when using most of our cloud services, that'll be email, Office Online, logging into MyCat, you will need to do multi-factor authentication. You've probably used this before, so whenever you get that like 6-digit code to use to log into a website, we also use that. So if you can scan that code down here or look for the Microsoft Authenticator app in your app store, be sure you're downloading the one from Microsoft. There is a couple of fakes on the App Store, so just make sure it's made by Microsoft. Next slide, please. We'll go over Paw Print again. That is our printer service on campus, on both campuses. You go ahead and go to webprint.wcu.edu as you see there. That'll bring up a website. You can upload your files there, and then you can go to any printer on either campus, tap your CAT card on the little green scanner, and it'll go ahead and spit it out for you. Eduroam, that's our wireless network. To connect to that, you'll go ahead and connect to the guest network. It'll be WCU-guest. You'll go to that website that's shown here, wireless.wcu.edu. Click that button that's shown there. That'll take you through the setup process to set up Wi-Fi on your device. There's some more links here. You can find these links also on help.wcu.edu. So we also have a system called VCAT. Some software that we buy in bulk can't be distributed due to licenses. This might be the Adobe suite. There are some programs that use some specialized statistics software that might not even be able to run on the computer that you currently have. To use these devices or these apps, you can go to my.WCU, which is also mywcu.wcu.edu, and connect to this link here, and that'll take you to a desktop you can use anywhere in the world to access any kind of files or apps that you might need. And as a side note, as we go to the next slide, basically anything that you need on our website, you can type in the first word .wcu.edu. As we've seen in the past, you had maps. For the VA, you can do military.wcu.edu. As you see here, we're about to look at email. Email.wcu is going to be your best friend because you need to check your email every day. But to download the Office Suite, as we see here, you're going to go to your email at email.wcu.edu. There's going to be those dots in the top left-hand corner. You click on those. There's a button for Microsoft 365, which is the name for the what used to be called the Office Suite. And then once you click on that link, you'll see the install button. Click that. It'll download all the applications and install them for you. As students at Western, you have cloud storage provided for you. You have 1 TB, which should be more than enough for anyone that comes to school here. As far as I know, there has not been a single faculty member or student that's filled this all up, so you should be good to go, put whatever you need. Just remember that once you graduate, you want to pull any files from there that you might want to keep after graduation, just so you don't lose access once you eventually lose access to these services.
Yeah, how long after graduation do we lose access?
I don't remember right off the top of my head. I want to say it's 6 months, but I would just go ahead and make sure that you have multiple copies anywhere as a best practice. But as long as you get it out within the first month after graduation, I think you should be fine. But again, that would be a good case to go to help.wcu.edu and find that information there.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for your question. We'll kind of phase through this because assuming that most of y'all are on Zoom, you have a computer, but we do have some fairly strict guidelines on buying computers. You want to go ahead and go to that next page. So we have a website for both Dell and Apple computers. We have partnered with them. If you go to these websites, they will only show you laptops that reach our recommendations or above, and they'll be the best price possible because you'll be getting a student discount through either of these two links. You can see here for Dell computers, it's dell.wcu.edu. For Apple computers, it'll be apple.wcu.edu. There's a couple accessories you need. You might need Ethernet cable, multi-port adapter. If you need to do a presentation on a MacBook, you know that they don't have cable jacks anymore, so you need to buy those extra. Make sure you have those if you plan on presenting. One big thing you see here on the right-hand side, one of the biggest things I can tell you, please do not buy a Chromebook for university use. Do not buy what is called an HP Stream. And iPad Pro you might be able to get away with, but just stay away from iPads as your main computer. A lot of the software you're going to be using in your programs, including the test-taking software, does not run on these devices. And we can't guarantee that Wi-Fi will work on a Chromebook or an HP Stream either due to our security. So just make sure you buy a full-fledged Dell, Apple, or whatever other brand computer you want, and make sure that it reaches the specs that you need that are on this page. If you have an Apple or Dell laptop and you've bought their warranty, you can take it to the main campus and they can do hardware repairs under warranty. They can replace the screen, any kind of failing hardware, they can replace it. All right, next slide, please. Again, you're required to own a laptop to go to school here because you will be using Canvas. Even if it is not a fully online class, you will still have assignments due on Canvas most likely. And a lot of programs now use some specialized software exams that will need to be on a full laptop as well. As you can see, it'll give you hardships in completing assignments, completing classroom activities, and taking exams. Again, this is kind of just showing you what you can find on the very top of the help.wcu.edu page. If you ever want to submit a ticket for some assistance and don't want to call, you hit that first button that you can see, that submit a ticket button. You'll type in a little blurb of what you're having issues with. It'll go to our help desk. If they can solve it, they'll solve it for you. They'll either call or email you with the solution. Or if it's something they can't fix remotely, they will then refer you to me and then we'll set up an appointment sometime during the administrative hours, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Thank y'all.
Awesome. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. So again, that's not going, this whole presentation is not covering 100% of what you may encounter, the questions that you have, but hopefully this kind of gives you a start and familiar with what you might need to start kind of recognizing for yourself as you are now a grad student coming back to school for the first time in a while, or maybe you are transitioning right after your undergrad. So we are happy to assist you. My job here is to, we all like to kind of help run this facility to make sure you have all the resources, but it's also for you to let us know if there's something that we need to change or that we're not, providing enough information for. Really, any kind of resource that you think that you and others would need to help you succeed here as a grad student in Biltmore Park. Check out that current students again at Biltmore WCU.edu, BiltmorePark.wcu.edu. There's a lot of information there as well. If you don't find it, come see us down in the 102 suite. And with all of that said and done, we hope you have a wonderful semester. Welcome back and welcome to Bean Academy. Thank you. Okay, I'll turn it back over to her and then she will carry us on.
Thank you, Andrew. So again, welcome everyone. We're glad you're here. If you want to see this recording or you just want to have access to some of the links and resources we referenced today, I'm going to put a link in the chat to our orientation webpage. We're going to be posting the videos up probably in the next couple of days, so they'll be available for you. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Andrew in Biltmore Park or the grad school. We're also here to help you if you just have general questions and you're not really sure where to go. So I'll put our email in the chat as well. But with that, again, thank you for being here today, and we hope you have a great start to your semester.
Thank you.
Thank you. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or ask, but if you don't, you are free to go.